Hey everyone, it's Brittany with Redeemable Junk, and I'm here today to do the first video in the series that I'm going to do that's going to cover from start to finish me making a junk journal. I'm super nervous to do this for multiple reasons. Number one, how long the videos are going to be and how I just feel like nobody wants to really watch that, but I have lots of requests to do one, so we're going to do one. So the first thing that we're going to need, this video is going to be just making the cover, not decorating it or anything, but just making the construction of the cover, okay? So what you're going to need is some type of box. It doesn't have to be this exact box, but it needs to be large enough that your signatures will fit into it. And mine clearly will fit into this one, okay? I love these Stouffer boxes. The, what will be the spine is plenty big. It's 2 1/4, so I can fit 3 to 4 signatures in these. They're plenty big. I love them. That's what I use. I use them for all of my junk journals, almost all of them. I can't really say all of them, but almost all of them. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that both ends are open. And on one side, you're going to see where you're going to be able to deconstruct the box, okay? So we want to do that. Okay, so this is going to be my spine, okay? So I'm going to write on here for you guys, spine. Okay, that's going to be my spine. I know right now that I do not need these corners and the top parts, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those off because, actually, you know, I don't need to do that. I was going to do that, but I don't think I really need to do that. I usually do that, but anyways, I know how big I want my journal, and I usually make it 9 3/4 by 6 1/2. And that gives me room off the edge and enough room on the top so that my signature doesn't hang over. You can make yours as big as you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, and like I said, you guys are going to have to work with me. I am going to cut the edge off, okay, because that's going to be the top of my journal. I'm trying to find my good black scissors. Oh, I should have been prepared. Okay, well, I can't find my good black scissors, so these are just going to have to work. So I'm going to cut the top edge off, and I'm going to be super careful to keep it as straight as possible. I'm going to follow this line because this is going to be the top, and I would use my cutter to cut it, but it's too big. It will not fit in my cutter, so I cannot use my cutter to cut the top of it off. Now, to do the rest of it, I will use my cutter, and I have the Fiskars. I'll show you guys real quick. Cutter, I love it. I would not ever choose any other cutter other than this one, okay? I tell you guys, that is the best, one of the best purchases I've ever made. It's worth the money. I would not take it back. I do not regret my purchase. The blades actually are self-cutting blades, so they, not self-cutting, self-sharpening blades. So as you cut, they resharpen themselves. Oh, it's just an amazing cutter. I have about 4 other cutters, and I hate every one of them. They are horrible. The blades go bad. They're little blades. They don't cut through. This cuts through chipboard. I mean, it cuts through all kinds of stuff. I've not found anything that I can't cut through yet. Okay. That side might be a little bit taller than the other side, but let me see. Am I in frame? Okay. And after this video, I think I might do lives. I don't even think I'm going to do pre-recorded videos anymore. I think I'm just going to do straight lives from here on out. I'm a little nervous to do straight lives because if something goes crazy, my kids are crazy, something messes up, I can't delete it and re-record it, but I don't plan to re-record any of these, so if I mess up, I'm just going to go with the flow. You guys are going to see how I do things in real time. So from here on out, I believe I'm going to be doing lives, okay? So I'm going to stand up to make sure I measure properly because I'm so short. So I'm measuring 9 3/4 across. Make sure I'm in frame, and I am. Make sure I'm in frame for you guys. And then what I do is I'm going to draw the line because I might have to cut this. I can't remember if my cutter's able to cut it. I think it might be too big because I briefly remember having to cut these myself. I've made so many and I should be able to remember. Isn't that pathetic? Let me see. Yeah, it'd fit in there cutting it this way, but cutting it this way won't, I believe. Okay, so now we're going to measure from the spine over 6.5. Okay, and we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and make a line. You really don't have to do this if you're using your cutter to cut it, but 6.5. Okay. So now see, this will not fit in my cutter because it's too large. So I'm going to cut down the sides of it. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let me see. Yeah, it's too large. So I've got to cut this part off myself. And then I could take it to my cutter and cut this down. But this part I have to cut with my hands because it's too large to go inside my cutter. So just the main thing is to make sure that you cut a straight line, as straight as possible. If you don't, like I said, there's always room for error. There's nothing that cannot be fixed, okay, guys? So if you guys mess up on something, do not throw it out. Go with the flow. Find a way to correct it. Now, we could keep this for a tag if you want. I like my backs to be brown. I'd rather just use cardstock if I'm not going to do that, so I throw mine away. If it's white, I'm going to bring my cutter over here. And there we have it, guys. It was that easy. We have the cover of our junk journal now. Okay, so that's how you make that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys real quick, before I start the next video, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a layout of what you want your cover to look at like, okay? It does not have to be exact, but you want a layout. And this is kind of what my thought. I was going to do a beach journal, but I decided I'm going to do what I'm most comfortable with, and that's vintage. So this was kind of my layout for my next journal, okay? I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but this is my layout. So when you come into the next video, make sure you have your layout of your cover, okay? So what you're going to want is your main piece that you're going to use in the back. If you're going to use any doilies, lace, or fabric, you're going to want it, okay? Like I said, once we start cutting stuff, once we get it together, you can always switch it around, okay? Most of the time, what I start with is never what I end with for my cover. Then you're going to want your focal point, okay? This little girl is my focal point. Then you're going to want some embellishments. So the embellishment that I've chosen for this is the flowers, the leaves, and the Simply Stunning, okay? I will probably back this with some cheesecloth. Then you're going to want something, because if I don't have that in the back, it falls into the background. So you're going to want to make sure that your image does not fall into the background. If it does, simply grab a contrasting piece of paper to place on the back of it. And there you go. She stands out. So I want you guys to grab those materials for the next video, come back, and we'll create our cover together, okay? So what you're going to need for your cover is Fabri-Tac, some art glitter glue, that's what I use, some Scotch glue stick, so I'll show you guys right now because I had some people want me to show you guys what I use, and then I use art glitter, which I'm about out, and I'm glad that I did this, so it reminds me to buy some more, some art glitter. I get this on Amazon. I get my Fabri-Tac at Walmart. and I get my Scotch glitter glue or my Scotch glue stick on Amazon. You're going to want some scissors. You can get those anywhere. You're going to want your scrapbook paper. You can get that anywhere. Your cabinet cards, if you need some, you want to use some, contact me. I have tons. I'll sell you some. And then if you're going to want to sew around it, you're going to want to get, you're going to want a sewing machine. If you don't, the glue will work just fine. So I don't think we need anything else for the next video. You do want your piece for your inside, okay? And you need to decide at this time if you're what kind of spine you're going to do. I usually do hidden spines, okay? But if you are going to sew your signatures directly through your cover, you need a piece of what is it called? Tyvek. You're going to need either some Tyvek tape, which you can get on Amazon, and it lasts a long time, or you can get Tyvek envelopes at your post office, okay? And you can cut those and use those, and that's a free option. So you're going to need that. If you're going to do a hidden spine, we do not need to worry about the spine at this time. We will worry about that whenever we sew our signatures and at the end, after we have everything finished, okay? So I do my signatures. Another thing real quick is I do not sew my signatures in. I decorate them first and then sew them in, okay? So that's another thing you're going to have to decide if you want to sew your signatures in now or in the end. I like to do mine after they're decorated. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and I look forward to crafting with you guys in the next video. I'm actually kind of getting excited after doing this video. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Check out the description below. I have some information there for you guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.